Hi everyone, welcome to Newcastle Fans TV. Steve Bruce had his press conference this morning. I'm a little bit annoyed what he keeps going on about, but more on that in a minute. A lot of words, as we know, were spoken about the Leicester defeat. And look, we were there. It was dreadful, it was shocking, it was appalling. And I like the fact that Jamal Lascelles came out and spoke out about it in his interview with Sky Sport. I didn't like the way the fans went on. The reason why we didn't show it across any of our social media is we didn't want to highlight the negativity of the fans, so we thought we won't be posting that video up online because it shows us in a bad light. But nice of him to step up and say, look, mistakes were made, acquisitions thrown at him that he's on 40 grand, he's actually on 70 grand a week. But that's not the point. Fans asking Jamal Lascelles to pay for the taxi home's bang out of order for me. Look, he came out and spoke, he's the captain, in front of it, and I like that. We can always say that the performance wasn't great. Paul Dunn had spoken out, Sean Longstaff even swore, and Andy Carroll spoken out as well. So overall, it's one of them performances that was shocking. It lived long in the memory for the wrong reasons. Horrible day, pissing it down with rain. Nobody liked it. It was a long journey. I had to drop people off. It was tough, and we had to edit videos. It was just a minging day all round. But going on to Bruce's press conference today, he's been saying that you want to turn things around, and I'm already in 7 games. That's a bit of alarm bells running for me. He accepts the criticism. Look, he's took the job, but what I'm sick of, and I'm probably some of you are as well, I'm sick of him talking about being picked for the Newcastle job, that it's a great honour, it's great. Stop talking about it. It's doing my fucking tits in. It is, it's doing me tits in. I didn't want to hear about it. You've been in the job for 2-3 months. Stop. Well, I think the media, Lee Marshall, whoever, needs to have that question banned because it's been brought up in every interview, and we didn't want to hear about Steve Bruce being appointed Newcastle manager as fans. I didn't. When now that we had Rafa Benitez, we've got to Steve Bruce will not want to keep talking about the same goddamn question for the last 3 months. Forget about ban that question. I would personally, because it's kind of on and on and on. Every bastard interview, man. I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting fed up with it from being under. Draw a line under it. Forget about it. Move on from that. Right, team news from this, and we've actually got some good news for once. Matty Longstaff has a chance to feature. Keith Downey was asking that question back to Bruce, and he has a chance because of Isaac Hayden, can't speak, is suspended. Matt Ritchie will not feature. He must be very close to full-time training. Gotta be. Florian Lejeune has been in training, but he will be 2 weeks away. See, Bruce was saying in his presser today that he's been in training for 10 days. Dwight Gale has also trained all week. He's in contention. Bruce will make that decision whether he plays on Sunday in the next day or two. So it's probably going to be Saturday or maybe last thing on Sunday morning. He makes that decision if Dwight Gale is going to be involved. He's not going to start. We know this. The best scenario for Gale would be a place on the substitutes bench. Also, Saint-Maximin is fit, which is great. We know that he didn't play against Leicester, which I thought was appalling. John Joe Shelvey returns, which is interesting. I didn't expect Shelvey to be back so quick, but he is ready to play. So also is Jetro Williams. I'm expecting him to go straight back into left wing back. I'll come on the team in a moment, and that probably gives you a hint of what team I want to see put out. Yedlin featured against Leicester. He's finally featured all week. And obviously we know about Hayden being suspended. So it's a lot more promising news. So really that we've only got Matt Ritchie and Florian Lejeune out injured at the moment. Dwight Gale is close if he doesn't make it this weekend. So good news overall from the team. Just obviously Hayden suspended, but apart from that, it's good news. Now, Manchester United are coming to town. I've said this all week on my preview earlier on this week. I think it's the best time to play Man United. They don't fear us. Yes, I know they've got quality and they still thump you, but this Man United side, when I come up against Man U, I don't fear them. I feared Leicester last week more than what I do with Manchester United, and that shows you a tale of the two clubs. Manchester United sitting in mid-table, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer under serious problems, struggling to score goals, struggling 4 points in the Europa League against Astra and AZ Alkmaar, scoring 1 goal against those two. For me, they're not the side that they were. However, they can still pose that threat. They've still got a lot of quality. Defensively, I think they are struggling. I know they brought in Harry Maguire, but I think that's where Newcastle can get a bit of joy. So this is the team that I would like to see. It's going to go back to the wing-back system. The reason being is I think it's just because it brings more solidarity, and I think we'll look more secure in a 5. I think we're all over the place against Leicester. Jetro Williams, as I've touched upon already, will come straight into left wing-back. I'd like to see DeAndre Yedlin start at right wing-back because I think he could give us that width going forward, and that'll allow Alan Saint-Maximin. I want Alan Saint-Maximin to start for me. He's got to start. I've said this almost 10 days now, 2 weeks. He's the one threat that defenders will not want to play against, so he has to start for me. That'll allow Yedlin to get down that wing. I'd like to see Matty start. I don't think John Joe Shelvey and Sung-Yueng have haven't been in good form for a long time. Shelby probably maybe towards the end of last season, but apart from that, I think he's been poor. I think Key isn't a player. I think Key will leave us at the end of the season on free because he's out of contract. I think he'll go. But I would like to see Matty come in with a bit of energy in midfield alongside his brother. Sean will probably talk him through the game. And then Almiron, I was humming and ahhing, do you start Almiron, do you not? The only problem is Almiron's only real competition, if you do start Alan Saint-Maximin, is Christian Atsu, and I'd pick Almiron over Atsu any day of the week. I know Atsu graphs, but at the end of the day, I want to see the end quality. Almiron, to some extent, is not producing the end quality. If I had to pick between Alan Saint-Maximin and Almiron goes to the bench for me, but in this formation, he has to start, because I'd rather see him start over Christian Atsu. And then up top, I'm going to rest Joe Linton. Yeah. Yes, you might say that he's not getting the service, but I think Andy Carroll will do a better job holding the ball up and win headers. Joe Linton's had a couple of free headers. I remember the one against Norwich. Arsenal is in particular as well. There's another one off the top of my head where he's got free headers, and for me, he's got to start putting them away. I think Andy Carroll would do that, or Andy Carroll will have a better chance of doing that than what Joe Linton was. So I think it'd be good just to remind Joe Linton, say, look, you might be out of record bye, but you're not going to start every game if you don't produce. And I know that's a little bit harsh on him because he isn't getting the service, but I think Andy Carroll starting now, for me, I would do that. Man United's defence will not want to play against him. I think Harry Maguire says Joe Linton in the lineup, he'd be rubbing his hand thinking, yeah, I've got this. Sees Andy Carroll, he'd be like, oh dear me, you know what I mean? So I would like to say, Carroll, put Joe Linton on the bench, have Atsu on the bench, have Gale on the bench if he makes it, have Shelby on the bench, gives you a little bit more options on the bench for me. That's the side that I would like to say, that's the formation. Let me know what you lot think as well. Of course, all the videos coming up. We've got the combined 11 with Johnny tomorrow, and then obviously we'll do all the build-up on the day for the Man United game. Ta-da, everyone. Ta-da. And if you like our videos on YouTube, we have more exclusive videos over on our fan subscription group. It's £3.49 per month. You can cancel anytime. And what do you get for that money? Well, you get a supporter badge displaying that you're supporting our brand. You get exclusive content, so that can be videos. It can also be what we're up to during the week. Things coming up in the radio show, questions that you can ask us before anybody else. It gives everybody a heads up. Discounts are also there. You get discount on our NFTV shirt, as well as 3 retro match tickets as well. And on top of that, watch out for our live videos. They're only available for our fan groups.